Happy New Year, everyone. What a long couple of years it's been. It feels like it's been a sort of like never-ending process going around in these circles. The first time that I've been back to the UK for 2 years now. So it's been a long time not seeing sort of my oldest friends, my family, loved ones back here. I've been, over the last couple of years, working on and off on this project through the different sort of isolations and lockdowns, this project called the Isolation Diaries. I think if there's one thing that the pandemic has like really brought home for me, it's very simply that how much sort of I want to live and throw myself into the time that I do have. And I think in some ways that's about sort of like reinterpreting and revisiting and rediscovering this sense of miracle of what life is. And I think that's one of the things that sort of like this closeness and sort of like almost like this kinship that we've had to develop with mortalities. It's become much so much closer to us. It's just sort of like, it's made me sort of like reappraise things so much. I hope that in these sort of ways that I've tried to make sense of the last couple of years and sort of broader themes of mortality and sort of nature of suffering and randomness and chaos and what we go through, I hope by sharing it that it might have some type of meaning or help make sense, or just maybe even provide some joy to someone else, other people out there. So the project is, it's born out of this sort of darkness, but it's also about a sense of renewal and about the potential of our lives and what are the things we dream? Are we going to do them? Are we just going to keep them on lists and like never go about them? And what do these things, what's the meaning behind the choices that we make? I think it's so easy with when we're going through these things to just let the dark take over us and to fall into these holes of this is going to last forever, or this moment that I'm in is going to last forever. But just one thing to say at the beginning of this new year is that these things don't last forever. Whether it's pandemics, whether it's these holes that we get ourselves into, there is hope. There are incredible things to come, within our lives, and there's good stuff out there for us. And I think it's so important to, check in with that, and when we are in those dark places, to not allow it to consume us, because, the great things that give our lives meaning and make us, our spirits rich, they don't just go through a sort of dark patch or period. One of my sort of like favorite sort of lines or ideas in Dostoevsky, I think it's in the Brothers Karamazov, when he talks about, even he was on a pillar, and the whole world was a damnation and abyss of darkness and despair, still he would want to live. And I just love this sort of this affirmation. And for me, it's a reminder that, regardless of what happens, we have to always dig into our spirits and into the foundation of our being, regardless of what is out there. Because, this is our brief stay, this is our chance. I think that the other reason why it's taken, all this time for us ready to release something is I was sort of shedding skins, myself. And I think when you're going through a sort of a deep state of transformation, it's sort of like, it's not the point that you share. You have no will to, if you feel like you might dilute the process or miss the very thing that the transformation is trying to show you. So in my life, I need to process stuff. I need to process life to get through. If not the sort of like dark builds and builds. And I feel like I can kind of get trapped in that. When I write a song, it's this, this process of like collecting, whatever is going on, light or dark, and, transforming it into something so that it can be released once again. But I realized at some point I needed to get it out. I think it's like, the songs are one aspect of releasing something emotionally, which is something I think we all need to do. But then I realized if I don't, the song wants to reach its audience. It's not fulfilled, until it's actually gone to the minds of other people. So that's one of the things that I sort of am excited about. It's just sense of release, letting them be out there in the world and to hopefully have some meaning for someone else. Because I think we all understand this experience that, you know, we hoard stuff as human beings. We hoard emotions, we hoard songs, and all I know is you've got to get it out. I really love New Year because I feel like it's like a bit like a computer. Like at some stage you kind of like need to clear the cache. You need to kind of like let it all out, and you know, give yourself the opportunity for starting again. You know, metaphorically, but also kind of like physically. You know, this is, you know, the last year is gone. There's nothing you can do about it. But you also got to go forward, and I love the new year because it just gives me that sense of hope, that sense of renewal, the sense that things are new, that you shed your skins and that other stuff, new things are out there. And you know, it's just like whatever the damn hell is going on, it's like choosing to step into a sort of spirit and a feeling of hope. You know, even if you're not quite feeling like that, you know, sometimes, you know, you just gotta you know, face the void and the abyss and the dark and say, damn you, I'm gonna go forward.